news and updates on events happening around the world. I'm Timothy Crown at Diribibi. Let's begin with a report of an attack on Nofia community in Njikoka, local government area of Anambra State, which has left an unconfirmed number of fatal casualties in its wake. Armed men reportedly launched the deadly attack on Sunday, opening fire near the Afo Market Junction. Eyewitnesses described the scene as chaotic when the gunmen opened fire indiscriminately on unsuspecting residents. Community leaders confirmed the death toll remains uncertain. While residents have called for increased security presence, police say investigations have begun as they work to apprehend the perpetrators. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron has promised a collaboration with the Nigerian government to combat insecurity in the country. Macron told President Bola Tinubu that France stands in solidarity with Nigeria and will strengthen cooperation with Nigerian authorities, offering support to communities affected by terrorist attacks and kidnappings in the north. Macron made the commitment during a telephone call to President Tinubu. In the same vein, a U.S. delegation, including the U.S. ambassador and congressional representatives, met with the country's national security advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, in Abuja. The discussions reportedly focused on counter-terrorism cooperation, regional stability, and deeper strategic security partnerships. The engagements come days after Tinubu declared a nationwide security emergency, mobilized additional military and police personnel, and appointed a new defense minister, retired General Christopher Musa. As Nigeria reels from repeated attacks, kidnappings, and school raids, especially in the northern region, authorities are appealing for international support. France and the United States have responded by expressing readiness to work with Nigeria to address insecurity. And to politics, there are political speculations that the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara may leave the People's Democratic Party for the All Progressives Congress following a mass defection of lawmakers in the State Assembly. Recall that 17 lawmakers loyal to former Governor Nyesom Wike, led by the Speaker Martin Amawile, officially defected from the PDP to the APC, shifting the balance of legislative power in Rivers State. A prominent PDP insider, former House of Representative member Ogbonna Nwuke, revealed that defections in other South-South states signal a broader trend, suggesting Fubara might eventually move to the All Progressives Congress. But a senior official at the government house denied the rumor, stressing that Fubara has not indicated any intent to defect, arguing that the defected lawmakers have not completed the required registration at their local wards, rendering their move legally questionable. Meanwhile, the Amawile-led assembly continues to sit outside the official assembly complex at lawmakers' residential quarters, deepening the state's political crisis. Still in politics and defection, there are indications that the Taraba state governor will formally join the All Progressives Congress in January of 2026, marking one of the most significant political realignments ahead of the next election cycle. According to political aides and party insiders, preparations have already begun within the APC structure to receive the governor, with sources saying the move follows months of consultations between the governor's camp and senior party leaders at both state and national levels. The planned defection has generated widespread interest across Taraba's political space, with many observers describing it as a strategic step that could reshape future alliances. While the governor has not yet made a public announcement, close associates say the decision is driven by broader political calculations, including alignment with federal power blocks, the need for stronger party backing, and expectations of a more favorable platform for upcoming political engagements. Across the state, reactions continue to grow. Supporters of the move believe joining the APC reposition the state for increased federal presence and greater political influence, while critics fear it may heighten tensions among existing party structures already battling internal divisions. In other news, the wife of the president, Tinubu, has expressed optimism that the country will reach a high level of prosperity by 2026, well enough to give loans to other countries. She was speaking in Ile-Ife, Osun State, where she was honored with the chieftaincy title of Yeye Asewaju Gbogbo Ile Oodua during the 10th coronation anniversary ceremony of the Ooni of Ife, His Imperial Majesty Oba Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja III. The First Lady expressed optimism about Nigeria's economic direction under the administration of Bola Tinubu, indicating confidence that the country would show the world how things are done. Of 2025, supporting projects empower education, healthcare, broadband, and small business financing. The loans from both the International Development Association and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development include grants of over $122 million across a 3-year period. Borrowing rose sharply in 2024, driven by major reform programs, but is expected to ease slightly in 2025. The federal government is also set to secure a $500 million facility this month for MSME financing. Nigeria now ranks as Africa's largest IDA borrower and the 3rd largest globally, with exposure rising to $18.5 billion. While the loans provide concession on funding for development and reforms, economists warn that rising debt could strain public finances, reduce funds for capital projects, and put further pressure on the naira. Government officials and the World Bank maintain that the funding is crucial for long-term economic growth and infrastructure development, though some previously approved loans remain undisbursed. Meanwhile, Nigeria's banks are shifting strategy as the foreign exchange gains of recent years fade. Analysts at Maritime Securities say lenders are now turning to non-interest income like fees, commissions, and digital transactions to replace shrinking Forex windfalls. The Forex boom followed President Tinubu's 2023 market harmonization, but with normalization and windfall taxes now in place, banks are seeing slower earnings growth. Maritime notes that interest income will still drive performance, helped by high rates and cheaper borrowing from the Central Bank of Nigeria. But several banks, including UBA, Access, and Wema, have reported sharp drops in Forex revaluation gains this year. While 16 banks have now met recapitalization requirements, and analysts warn that rising competition from fintechs like OPay and MoneyPoint is forcing traditional banks to become more efficient. From outside our shores, Benin President Patrice Talon has commended the people he described as loyalists for thwarting the attempted coup over the weekend. The president, during a television broadcast, assures citizens that the situation is now under control after the attempted coup. Talon commended the army and its leaders for remaining loyal to the nation. The government claimed to have foiled the mutiny hours after a group of soldiers announced a takeover on national television. Explosions were heard in Cotonou, Benin's largest city, believed to be the result of an airstrike. Nigerian fighter jets had entered Benin's airspace to support the government's effort to quell the coup attempt. According to reports, the coup plotters led by Lieutenant Colonel Pascal Tigri claimed to have dissolved state institutions and suspended the constitution. However, the government swiftly responded and loyalist forces backed by Nigerian military support regained control. The situation is now calm, with citizens urged to resume their normal activities. Welcome to sport. It surrounds Mohamed Salah's involvement in Liverpool's Champions League trip to Inter Milan as the club continues internal discussions following the forward's recent public outburst. Salah's strong remarks about his reduced playing time have prompted concern within the club, raising the possibility that he may be left out of the travelling squad. Reports indicated that Liverpool are weighing their options, with a final decision expected before the team depart for Italy later today. Manager Arne Slot is scheduled to meet the media this afternoon and is expected to address the situation directly. The episode has drawn reaction across the football world, with analysts warning that Salah's comments risk unsettling the dressing room and adding pressure on Slot during a crucial period for the team. Liverpool are preparing for their trip to the San Siro, but as of now, it remains unclear whether Salah will be part of the group making the journey. TikTok has temporarily disabled its late night live streaming feature for users in Nigeria after a rise in broadcasts containing explicit sexual content and repeated violations of the platform's rules. Many Nigerian users received notifications informing them the live access would no longer be available during late hours. The restriction is part of a wider enforcement drive that has already seen millions of videos removed from the Nigerian space this year, along with thousands of live sessions taken down for guideline breaches. The company says the step is necessary to improve safety and protect users from harmful and exploitative content. Reactions from creators are mixed. Some users support the move, saying it will help reduce inappropriate content that often spreads during late night hours. Others are frustrated because late night sessions usually attract stronger engagement and higher earnings. Many creators now worry about the impact on their visibility and income while waiting for clarity on whether the restriction is temporary or permanent. Nigerian creators and viewers have to adjust to the new schedule as TikTok continues its review of live streaming behavior and overall content safety on the platform. And that's where we draw the curtain at this hour. Thank you so much for tuning in to African News 24 TV. Follow us on all our social media platforms, and please check our website at africannews24.ng to stay informed and ahead. We'll catch you on our next broadcast. I'm Timothy Crown. It's bye for now.